Hey guys, Buff and Game back today bringing out a video, and today we're going over the first video for the Battlefield 6 weapon wish list. So, gonna go through a bunch of weapons here that I want to see in the game, whether that's at the full release if we've missed some things through the leaks, or most likely starting of Season 1 and the Battle Passes, whatever they're doing there. So, if you want to see the full list of leaked weapons that will be available in the game, that video is on the channel. I'll link that down below. That's the full list that we have through data mines from Temporal, and then also just the labs playtests. So that should be everything, hopefully, at launch. Now, again, we're going to go through the wish list in no particular order. For 2042, I did it in like a videos just for ARs, just for SMGs. This is just going to be a mix of everything. Go ahead and leave your comments down below if I don't mention your weapons here. Leave them in the comments and I will cover them in future videos. So this is what I can think of off the top of my head of guns that I want to see in the game right away. So this is my personal top wish list. I'm probably leaving some out here, but that's why we're going to do multiple videos here. So leading it off, I think a lot of you on the channel already know the answer to the number one that I want to see is going to be the Mark 17 or the Scar Heavy. So this is from FN Herstal. Now we do have the Mark 16 or the Scar Light in the game already. That's going to be firing the 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO. Now the question is, will they make conversion kits or ammo conversions in the game? Because the Mark 16 does have a conversion kit to make it into the 7.62 variant. But I don't know if they're going to go that route. So in this case, to just make it simple, I want to see the Mark 17 in the game. That is the version firing the 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO. It's been in Battlefield, I believe it was in 3, also definitely in 4. We've obviously seen it in pretty much every game since Modern Warfare 2 back in the day. So the Mark 17 or the Scar Heavy, I want to see that in the game with a good amount of options for it. Give us the bipod grip, the different barrel lengths so we can make CQC versions, things like that. I love the Scar Heavy, probably one of my all-time favorite weapons, so that I definitely need it in the game for sure. Again, whether it's a conversion kit for the Mark 16 or a standalone weapon, we need the Scar Heavy. Next up is going to be the Ohio Ordinance Reaper. So this is a fairly new light machine gun, which I don't think it was entered into the NGSW program, unfortunately, because this thing is awesome. So the Ohio Ordnance Works Reaper is a light machine gun firing 338 Norma Magnum and can also be converted to 7.62 by 51 millimeter. Now it is easy to disassemble, so you can literally disassemble, take out the barrel, break off the handguard, fold the buttstock, and you can fit it into a small backpack. So this thing is very mobile and easy to put together. It has very low recoil. And again, light machine gun firing 338 Norma Magnum with an easy conversion to 7.62 by 51. I know Grand Thumb's covered it. There's been a lot of channels out there that have had hands-on with the weapon. This thing just kind of came out of nowhere. It's unfortunate that I don't think it was in the NGSW program as a bid, but this thing definitely should have been. It is a really cool light machine gun. I think this would be awesome in both calibers, but more particularly I want to see it in the 338 Norma Magnum. Again, it is lightweight, easy to carry, and I'm not sure what the rate of fire is on this thing, but it seems to be around average of a machine gun of the 7.62 and the 338 Norma Magnum caliber that you would see. So probably up on par with the 6 Hour winner of the NGSW program with their 338 Norma Magnum NGSW machine gun. So this thing's awesome. I really want to see this in the game. Give us the bipod and also grip options, and this thing will be really cool with different barrel length options also, and the suppressors. So the Ohio Ordnance Reaper, mainly chambered in 338 Norma Magnum, definitely want to see that in the game. Next up would be the Ash 12 or the Shock 12. So the Ash 12 chambered in 12.7 by 55 millimeter. This is a Russian, I don't even know how you would classify this. It's designed for the FSB for CQC urban operations. So I guess you could call it a battle rifle. But again, it's firing that 12.7 by 55 millimeter 50 caliber rounds. So it is a big, beefy boy. Fires between 500 and 750 rounds per minute. And again, the overall length is pretty short. I think it runs around 40 inches based on the suppressor options that you fit on this thing. And with that 12.7 by 55 millimeter, it hits like a tank. So I definitely want to see this in the game. We've seen it in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, as well as recently it's also in Escape from Tarkov, and we've seen it in Delta Force here also. In Modern Warfare 2019, it was the Odin, but again, the Ash 12 or the Shock 12, definitely need that in the game as a CQC type battle rifle. Would be really, really nice to have. I really want to see that featured in more video games. So the Ash 12 is definitely a must. Next up would be the HS product VHS-2. So this is going to be an assault rifle out of Croatia. I've seen it in very few games. I think mainly featured in Insurgency Sandstorm here. It is a 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO cartridge, firing 850 to 950 rounds per minute, and it is a Bullpup design. So the VHS-2 is honestly a reputation for in combat also is really one of the more reliable and best assault rifles out there. Again, coming out of Croatia, this is the second iteration of this rifle. You had the original VHS and now the VHS-2, which made a lot of improvements. So it is a really nice gun. It is a gas-operated rotating bolt design, and again, just the fact that it is a bullpup, so you have an overall shorter weapon with the same barrel length, and the rate of fire on that thing, again, 850 to 950 rounds per minute is great, and it does take the 5.56 by 45 millimeter Stinag mags, things like that. So the VHS product, VHS-2 from HS product is an assault rifle that I definitely want to see added into the game for sure. Next up would be another, I guess you would classify it as a battle rifle. Another Bullpup design though would be the General Dynamics bid for the NGSW program, which came in second overall behind the SIG Spear. This is going to be the General Dynamics bid, the RM277. So this is the Bullpup design, which I feel should have won the NGSW program, but it is firing that same caliber as the Spear, that 6.8 by 51 millimeter round, or the 277. And again, the Bullpup design, you get a shorter overall length with the same barrel length overall. And again, it's around, I don't know what the overall length of the weapon is. There's not a lot of information available out there for this, but I know Grand Thumb has covered it in videos also, and some other channels have covered it, and I think the consensus out there is that this probably should have beat the SIG Spear in the NGSW program. I think it's an overall better design, and it looks more reliable too. So I think Grand Thumb really liked it over the Spear, if I'm remembering correctly, as well as a lot of other people that have done reviews on the weapon also. So the RM277 was General Dynamics bid. You really can't go wrong with General Dynamics, but I think the SIG Spear from 6 Hour won out because it was closer to the same and didn't do too many things differently. But I think the RM277 was a revolutionary type design, which would have been a great weapon to adopt for the U.S. Army. But we did see it in Battlefield 2042, and we've seen it in Modern Warfare 2 also, and some other games here and there, I believe. But I definitely want to see RM277 chambered in that 6.8 by 51 in Battlefield 6 at some point. Next up, we're going to move to some LMGs here, and more LMGs, I guess. We have the PKP Pecheneg. So there's no PKM or PKP that I've seen in the leaks from the data mines or in labs. So the PKP Pecheneg is the follow-up or the next iteration of the PKM design. So it's an improved variant of the PKM. PKP Pecheneg, again, the PKM is probably one of the best general purpose machine guns out there next to the MG42, MG3 design. So the PKP Pecheneg, we've seen this in almost every battlefield, whether it's the PKM or the PKP. But the PKP Pecheneg is a Russian light machine gun chambered in the 7.62 by 54R cartridge. high rate of fire on this thing also. It's a really great design. Now, addition to this would be for customizing in the gunsmith or the gun bench, whatever they're going to call it, is have the ability to turn this into the Bullpup design, which we did see in Battlefield 2042. So the Bullpup PKP Petch and Egg is using basically a Zenico type conversion kit to do exactly what I've said with the two previous assault rifles, is shorten the overall length of the weapon with the same barrel length. Just makes it better overall for the operator, especially in those close quarter situations, because you're cutting the weapon length down significantly by removing the buttstock and switching up the weapon configuration. So PKP Petch and Egg, I want to see it in the game, and I'll take the Bullpup design, but I think that could be a barrel or a chassis type conversion, depending on how they want to do it. But I would like to see one of those two in the game for a light machine gun. Next up, one more light machine gun here would be the Knights Armament Company Light Assault Machine Gun, or the LAMG. We've seen this in previous games, not of Battlefield, but we did see it, or we did see some, I think, a stoner design, but not this version. We did see it in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 as the Finn LMG. This is used primarily by the U.S. Army Rangers. I believe it's their main go-to light machine gun. So the Knights Armament Company LAMG Light Assault Machine Gun is a light machine gun from the Eugene Stoner design from Knights Armament Company. It is a very lightweight, and it does have a counterbalance recoil system, so there's literally no recoil on this thing. It doesn't move. It's chambered in the 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO. There's also a version chambered in 7.62 by 51, which was featured in Battlefield 2042, but I would like to see the 5.56 version in this game instead. So the 5.56 version, overall, the rate of fire there is going to be between 550 and 600 rounds per minute. Although you can adjust the gas system to an adverse setting and pump up that rate of fire up to upwards of 800 to 900 rounds per minute. So the LAMG, it does have a slow rate of fire. So this is the good thing about this weapon, is it has a slow rate of fire, or like I said, at 550 to 600 overall, 100 round belt, and it is a no recoil compact design. So it's basically, the purpose of the weapon is to use it like you would an assault rifle or a carbine like an M4. However, it's belt fed, and you have much more ammo than your typical rifleman. So that's the design and the purpose of this weapon. It's a really sleek, sexy looking gun from Knights Armament Company, and again, that you can't go wrong with that stoner design. So the LAMG Light Assault Machine Gun, I think, is definitely a must in this game. And next up, this is kind of a 2-for-1, but I want to see the... Well, we'll start first. We need a 7.62 by 39 millimeter AK weapon in the game. So I'm gonna, because of what my choice is here, I'm gonna say we want an AKM or a 103 design, with the ability to obviously, modernize it with some Zenico attachments, things like that. But again, the Russian AKM is basically the next generation or the improvement of the original AK-47, chambered in 7.62 by 39 millimeter, that Russian cartridge, and so is the 103. So you can do the AKM or the 103. The 103 is just the improved version of the AKM. I think you definitely need a big boy AK in the game. It could also even be an AK-15, but because of what I want to see next here out of this weapon, I'm going to say AKM or the 103. Now, what I really want to see, because you see those older classic AKs in every game, so what I would actually prefer here is the Blackstorm BS4 conversion kit to turn the AKM or the 103 into a Bullpup design. So you're noticing a theme here with Bullpups. I didn't do this on purpose. It just happened to be how my wish list turned out for this video. But the Blackstorm BS4 is a Bullpup conversion kit for the AKM. I would assume you could do it for the 103 as well. But again, you're just bullpupping that weapon like we talked about with some of these other weapons. You're shortening the overall design. It's adding a Keymod-esque handguard there, and it really just, it looks extremely aesthetically pleasing. And again, you have that 7.62 by 39 millimeter cartridge there. So it is an AK just with a conversion kit and a different chassis on it to bullpup it. So love to see that. AKM 103, but more so the BS4 conversion kit for that weapon. So you get, again, you could add the AKM and or the 103 with a conversion kit option for a chassis, kind of like we talked about with the PKP, or you just add the BS4 version of the AK in the game. I think would be awesome to really switch it up, because we see those older AKs, 103s, and the AKMs in pretty much every game. So to add a standalone Bullpup conversion would be really, really cool here. So the Blackstorm BS4. And next up, my last one for this video, which I didn't actually have on my list, but now that I'm at the end of my list, I'm thinking of one more, would be the FAL, more so the more modernized design, the DSA SA58 design, which is Daniel Slavago Arms, I believe. They reproduced the FAL, but the DSA58 version is the more modernized version of the original FAL. So you have a more updated, more modernized buttstock, you have pick rail handguard, things like that. So it's a very, very good design. Again, firing the 7.62 by 51mm cartridge. I think we did see this in Battlefield Hardline, the DSA-58 OSW. So I do want to see the DSA-58 with a, obviously, if you have a barrel length, a shorter barrel length at 12.5, you get the OSW variant here. It's a very nice weapon, high rate of fire. Classic FAL, I think you need that in basically every game, but more particularly here, the DSA-58 version is the more modernized variant of the FAL. Now, I say that because we do have a G3 in the game, so it makes sense. You should have an FAL in the game for sure. So DSA-58, particularly the OSW version, 7.62 by 51mm NATO. So that's all I have here for the first weapon wish list. Let me know your choices down below, what I missed that you want to see in the game, and I will most likely cover it in the next videos. We'll probably do a handful of these because there's a lot of weapons that I want to see in the game, and right now there's no leaks as to anything that would be coming post-launch. So really excited to see what they end up doing here. We do these wish lists for a lot of games, and a lot of them, I would say, we've definitely guessed a couple right. We've seen some of these weapons on the wish list make it into games post-launch previously, so I think these are all pretty safe bets. Let me know your thoughts down below, what weapons you want to see. Till next time, this is Buckner Gaming with part 1 of the Battlefield 6 weapon wish list. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time, Buckner Gaming, out.